SAG to go back for some of the heroes they've played previously. You know, like I want to see them pick Phoenix. I want to see them pick Axe. Stuff in their comfort zone. Stuff which has worked for them in the past.
Templar Assassin.
Wow.
But RNG.
Well, isn't it another Templar Assassin?
It's a great pick. It works for them. Like D-Stones, he plays an excellent TA. I think they're very confident with it. Are they the only team that has actually picked TA so far? Which is kind of surprising considering it's so popular right now.
Yeah, the other TA we saw was D-Stones. It was D-Stones before though, I think.
Yeah, it was D-Stones in the other game.
Interesting. Well, SAG had a plan for this TA. They let it through and they just instantly picked up the Razor right afterwards. Razor does very well against TA with the static link, but he's a hero that you can play around.
So
I'm much more confident in a Dragon Knight TA opener than I
am
Razor.
How TA works against Razor is you just burst the Razor. Like before he can even link you and drain you and be effective, the TA is gonna kill you, especially if they're the one jumping. So it all comes down to what is gonna be SAG's team fight anchor, like a Tide Hunter or a Mars or something that can make this Templar Assassin uncomfortable, not able to attack, just buy enough time for the Razor to get that link off for like at least 5 or 6 seconds. So this next picks is what will determine whether the Razor is countering the TA or the TA is going to be countering the Razor in this game.
And the TV and Braid Bands are not atypical. Like, you just don't really want to be playing against these heroes as RNG. And the Lion and Enchantress fans also do make sense. They just don't want this strong 4 to be able to play with the Dragon Knight and potentially go mid and help the TA out, maybe kill the Razor a few times. We did see the last game, Red Panda, just even though he was the 5, we saw Red Panda sitting on the mid lane versus that Lina at level 3. He was sitting behind the tier 1, just casting spells, blocking her camps. It was,
yeah, you were saying about how he's your favorite support because he's like a 5 and always running in. That's actually just Red Panda's playstyle, and it's so good. And not a lot of people really understand what he's doing. It's like when a position 5 runs into the enemy jungle and shows himself, you're normally thinking, oh, what is this guy doing? But at the same time, whichever core is next to him feels extremely uncomfortable. And all of a sudden, they're gonna have a bunch of heroes being pulled away from the other side of the map to come and deal with this position 5. Another player who does this very well is actually SVG from Quincy Crew. He is really good at doing that. You know, this is a playstyle that Solo initially started out with as well. If you remember from when during his Virtus Pro days, like on his Ogre, exactly, he would just run in, just cause some chaos in the enemy jungle, and it's so smart. Like economically, you're getting huge advantage just by your 5 living in their jungle because it's pulling heroes away from the map.
Yeah, it's super annoying. I love the imagery there though. Just like you're trying to lane at mid and then you're just looking over your shoulder and there's just a pos 5 like in the trees watching you. Like,
exactly.
Oh god, what's he gonna do? Like he's just like, staring at me.
His eyes are peeking out.
Yeah, just over the bush like hello.
And even if it's not useful, it's extremely uncomfortable, like Theban said.
I mean, you can't really make aggressive plays if that guy's just sitting in the trees, you know. Or last time we saw him, he was in a questionable position. You're like, oh, this guy's clearly got something planned. I can't chase this person in the tower. I can't play how I want to play. So, yeah, for sure, there's merit in being a weirdo.
So RNG pick up the lesser Hoodwink in the Wind Ranger, but I do like this Wind Ranger DK lane. There's potential to change stun, there's wave shove, there's kill threats. It's nice. And then the Red Panda 5 Brewmaster rears its face. I hope we get to see him do some more shenanigans this game.
And
sure SAG do decide to take the Doom themselves this time. Obviously Doom is an excellent counter to TA. What does she really do when she gets doomed? She dies.
Luna, yes, a good carry, especially against the Dragon Knight here as well. And I guess one thing to point out too here with the Brewmaster is incredibly good against Razor and Doom. That Cyclone is gonna be extremely annoying, disrupting SAG's team fight.
Luna as well. He has 3 really good Cyclone targets.
Yeah. I like it, but they are lacking something though on SAG. Do you feel the same way? Like maybe some stuns? I mean, Hoodwink is okay, but it still feels very lackluster at the moment.
I think a stun would be very nice here. That's for sure. We're probably, I don't know, the way it's looking, they're probably just going to go for some really tanky melee support. If they don't, they might have a bit of a difficult lane versus DK Wind Ranger.
Clockwork. I think that's the hero. A Clock this game looks good.
Yeah, Clock is good. He can set up for kills on TA, can set up for kills on Wind Ranger, can disrupt Brewmaster before he ulties.
It's good against DK
really like
as well.
Mm-hmm.
You got Cogs for your static link. Now you have someone the Razor can actually play with because he doesn't have anybody to play with right now.
Any SAPPHIRE fans? Oh, they go for the Clock.
There
That's
it
cool.
is.
Got it. Man, where's my coffee cup? It's downstairs.
Oh, you got the Clockwork coffee.
So
though.
they do,
Yeah.
they do get... Yeah, so their lane looks a lot stronger now with that tanky melee support because there isn't really as big of a kill threat as there was before if they had gone for something like an AA last pick like they did last game. It was quite terrifying. I would like to see RNG pick a very high tempo carry. I do not want to see a Medusa. They do ban Medusa and Arc Warden, so that's what they're looking to here, but I don't think that's what RNG should go for in the first place.
They're gonna pick something unconventional here. I'm almost certain of it. It's gonna be something goofy. Yep, there it is.
I was thinking Chaos Knight, and I was like,
here's
no,
the thing,
you don't want to pick Chaos Knight into Hoodwink and Luna.
That's not that goofy. That's not that goofy.
It's not goofy because it's actually perfect because this hero hard counters Razor and Luna.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
you
really
want to
good.
pick illusion. Here's the thing: you like to play illusion heroes versus Luna, and then what was left really PL. But you don't want to pick PL because you're looking at your DK, you're looking at your Wind Ranger, your Brew. You're looking for some kind of high tempo hero. You don't want something to soak up farm from the TA. The Doom last game was actually a really nice compliment to the TA because he doesn't need that much of the map and always is ahead in net worth because of Devour. CK can just keep up in net worth by kills. You know, lots of kill potential, lots of stuns. Tanky hero. I like it. I like it a lot.
They got the speed in this game, that's for sure. Plus, it scales well. Like Razor cannot play against Chaos Knight. It's actually impossible unless you constantly go into his lane, shut him down from like minute 5, and he's gonna need to have like at least 3 deaths by 10 minutes for him to be completely shut down. So against the Doom as well, he's gonna be having good free farm. You got a Brewmaster Chaos Knight lane that's incredibly scary. There's so much damage potential there. I think this TA is gonna have a tough time in the laning stage, but once she goes into the jungle, she's gonna do TA things and then come back with like a blink and deso by maybe 15 minutes instead of 12 minutes.
The one thing I would say,
CK can pick up the slack for her if need be.
Yeah. The one thing I would say is that they do have a couple of nice answers to the CK and the Hoodwink. That Bushwhack can be nice for just kind of slowing down the gang and stopping them running down, but really it's a very small thing in what's overall a very nice pick. So I think it's a very nice CK pick as well, and that's going to mean I'm going with RNG. You guys, I'm feeling like you're both the same, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a clean 2-0. I think the only real way SAG's got a shot in this game is that Luna needs to be like monstrous, like some record-breaking net worth in this game, because she's gonna need to do some heavy lifting. Like
she's gonna need to have a good lane too, and she's gonna have to just keep up, be ahead of the net worth the whole game. But she just doesn't even have a good late game matchup versus CK.
No, she doesn't. What needs to go right for SAG to win this game very quickly, guys?
Well, again, Luna needs to pop off and plus one other core. I think Razor needs to make some good rotations with this Clockwork, get some key kills going, get early BKBs because you're dealing with Brewmaster, and that's going to be a big problem.
I think Clock needs to play a good game because so much is on his shoulders for setting up these kills because they don't really have stuns. He is their hero to go first. He is their hero to set up these kills for Razor. So Clock needs to have a good game.
Alrighty, well, the game is now live. Let's throw it over to our cast for this one. It's BKop and Mo Farah. Take it away.
Thank you very much. We'll take it away. Look at that beautiful RNG logo. Look at that.
Different camera angle. I was expecting the river one.
Ooh. Trying to turn my head with the...
Just...
I just... There we go. I like that. I like that. I don't know how
was
they do
good,
that.
yeah.
I could really make my my stream look that much better if I just started with like a close up of my hero or my MMR, and it just kind of zooms out and like turns into the river. Turns into the river right there.
You should have to play a whole game like this on this camera.
You're laning, it just sits here stationary. I don't even know where we're at right now, but like you're bottom and you just have to lane here. If you get even 1 CS from this camera view, I'd be impressed.
Look at the showdown
really
across the river. They're like eyeing each other up.
Ooh.
The battle
Second, look at Flyby doing those 1,000 clicks right by the bounty rune.
Right. Hoodwink, most hero damage. Easy.
If you just end the game here, you'll be happy with it.
Yeah. It's 2 for 2 though on the runes. I personally, I think this. Oh wait, it's Clockwork top. Why are they not putting the Clockwork with the Luna?
Why would they?
Okay. I think Clockwork Luna's a crazy strong lane. Are they playing 3 Clock and 4 Doom? What's happening?
No, the Doom is Son Goku.
Yeah,
I don't.
Son Goku's the 3, right? But what? Is this some... Interesting.
Are they changing it up?
Maybe they think that the Clock's better at securing the first wave, like by himself, while the... Because normally the 4 does the lane pull, right?
Right.
But maybe they think, yeah, because the Clock's better at securing the CS by himself without any help, that the Doom does the pull, and the Clock takes the wave first.
Interesting way to try and go about it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, honestly. So,
What percentage would you say you're sure?
oh, 0. That's my
Okay.
whole life.
Right. No, I live at the same percentage. I get it.
Yeah. This racer obviously having a very good start to the mid lane. I guess maybe they wanted to just put the Clock against the Brew. I mean, maybe it's less about being with the Luna and more about being able to like fight that other support hero in the lane really easy with the battery assault. Or Son Goku desperately trying to pull the lane away. Really well played by him.
There we go. Finally gets it.
I don't want to ever fight the CK normally in this lane, right?
Right.
They want to keep doing these lane shenanigans. Well played by Red Panda to aggro the range creep, though.
Make sure you could stick with that and keep it near. White Horse just sticking with them, trying to maybe disrupt what RNG have going in this top lane. Looking over mid, though. D-Stones against ZYD once again. And it's D-Stones back on the TA.
Expanding the hero pool, as you were saying.
Well, I was having this conversation with Black about how to describe, because it goes hero pool, like pools are big.
is under attack.
It goes, and then it's like, it starts at hero puddle. And then I think it's hero bucket was our second one.
So when does the puddle become the bucket?
I don't know, but it's hero puddle, bucket, tub. No. Puddle, bucket, tub, pool.
Joe, I don't feel so worried about my analysis from last game now.
You should. You should never feel worried about your analysis whenever you're working with me. Like, I should never. It's always going to be better than what I give and put on the table.
Okay, so Felix is going to come and take over the mid lane because obviously the TA can't lane against the Razor. TA's just going to go full-time jungle.
Right. That should give Felix some levels. We'll see what he's able to do with this. We've seen some good 4 win runners in the tournament thus far.
Yeah, but it does mean the Luna's going to get relative free farm now that the DK's just going to be by himself, right?
I do wish we'd see Red Panda just peeking from the trees, though. Currently, he's just towards top.
Oh. The water rune deny.
Cheeky deny on the water rune. Ooh, bushwhack early. A lot of rotations coming in towards mid. Red Panda also going to come through with a TP of his own. Cinder Brew, power shot. Now a Thunderclap. ZYD taking a lot of damage, but Red Panda, battery salt on him should be first blood, will be first blood. XCJ getting credit for that first kill, and it's a 1k lead already for SAG.
Yeah, like the tier has decent CS, but a lot of it is small camp creeps and things, right? So it's a little bit inflated. Yeah, and then as you see in the net worth, tier definitely doing okay, but yeah, Rays are a little bit ahead.
Good movements there. Party over mid. This is a rough matchup for D-Stones.
Nice Quelling Blade. Cuts the tree down before the bushwhack lands.
Yeah. Cinderbrew placed down. Felix coming over. Land that shackle. Clockwork in a bunch of trouble, and White Horse will lose his life to Red Panda. So Red Panda does come from the trees this time and help to secure a kill. Is leaving God King to kind of do his own thing up towards top, and yeah, Son Goku's here as well. But the 1v1 I think God King's happy with.
Yeah, they're both absolutely fine up here, to be honest. They just trade farm, right? And, you know, the panel talked about how good of a CK game it is. I completely agree. So if they're trading farm, obviously the CK going to be happy because he knows going into the late game that he's going to be feeling pretty good. I'm wondering whether God King goes Midas or if he wants to go for that, like, armlet rush. A few different things they can do.
Oh, 2 second stun on the Doom for a second. I thought God King could get that kill potentially. Red Panda loses his life trying to TP out deep inside the radiant side of the map.
That TP must have had so little time left on it. Looks close.
Maybe about a half second or so. Felix coming over mid again. Seems like he's really not getting much out of the map at the moment. But we'll see how it progresses, because he has had to move quite a bit.
Pretty slow game in general, though. There's a lot of movements around mid and things, but the two carries seem to be just quite happy, you know, clicking away at their creeps.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The last game wasn't exactly like this heavy output of kills either. One stun and a lot of damage on a Son Goku. The dude comes out, but the right clicks are there for the CK, and now he's going to try and fight this Clockwork. I don't think you really want to be that close to a CK.
Those cogs were detrimental, is the word I'm going to use.
It's the right word. Killing it on the vocabulary right now.
I mean, you know, if that CK just is able to free farm and then just finds an extra kill, and they've used Doom, so he's not really worried about the rotation. Look at this is exactly what happened last game, and what the panel say. He just runs at them in the jungle, you know, like just annoying as hell.
And Panda TPing mid. Felix is here. Cogs again. Trap slowing down the Clockwork.
The cogs.
Felix gets around the Cogs, and let's see if he wants to throw a shackle out. He finally does, trying to connect the range creep to, I believe, ZYD. But 4 heroes here for SAG. They'll turn this around, go for D-Stones. Battery Assault activated, but not hitting on anybody. Red Panda dies to ZYD. And now D-Stones up in front of 4 heroes and still survives.
So Luna's going to transition over to the top side of the map now. Play towards those ancients.
Oh, God King. He's thinking about it.
Instead.
And he's using that ult off cooldown quite often.
Yeah, I think a lot of good CK players do this though, where they're trying to maximize their farm.
Right.
And it's one of those weird ones where it's like on DK as well. When you hit the level 2 ult, sometimes it feels fine just to like pop the ult and farm because you have the splash damage, right?
Bye-bye. Dragon Tail goes the opposite way of Whitehorse, trying to make sure he doesn't get caught by the cogs. Battery Assault is on him, and bye-bye. Gonna die to ZYD.
I thought he was going to try and stun the clock and run away, but went for the Razor instead.
Does he get away if he stuns the Clockwork, though?
Maybe. Right?
Does he get the stun off on the Clockwork?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Can he get the stun off before the cogs go off onto him? It'd be pretty close. So he's going Armlet Sanch. Okay, so no Midas or anything. So, I mean, the one thing about this CK here is it does farm relatively slow in comparison to something like a Luna, right? So that's why I was wondering about the Midas, potentially.
Dire's structures are
Because you still get value attack speed from it as well, but I think Armlet's so good on that hero. Obviously with all the illusions as well. Pretty standard.
Hook shot in onto the Windrunner. Felix throws a shackle that connects, but they've got the bushwhack. They have 4 heroes here again. SAG or 5 heroes. They're just moving as one unit.
Yeah, they're just trading towers. They've got King's TP to the bot lane, so be interesting to see. I'm assuming SAG don't want to defend that bot tier 1.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's crazy how far behind the Windrunner feels.
Yes, yeah. Agreed.
Level
you can't
5.
you can't really enable this DK lane against these 2 ranged heroes, though, right? Don't have great kill potential because you don't have burst damage between you, really. You don't have great gap close. And they're just taking so much of the map away right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Felix wasn't aware that this was coming, but he throws a shackle that doesn't connect. We'll say, too, it feels like D-Stones isn't getting as much out of the map either that he did in the last game.
Less map to farm.
Yeah?
And it's also just the Razor, right, as well. It's really put him behind in his laning stage.
Under attack.
In comparison to the last game. I mean, Red Panda has the split now as well, right? So I'm wondering at what point they want to try and utilize that to find a kill or something.
They might wait for the DK blink. He's not too far away from that. Just 10 gold away. Could you have the split, get the blink, go to a smoke. It's tough, though, because you can constantly see SAG being the aggressors and running right at RNG.
I could just see... Yeah, they are going to smoke with the Red Panda and the DK, by the looks of it. They really want to find God King. Like, they have the hook shot available, right? So if they can get on top of him, they stand a good chance. But
Good hook shot. That comes through. They've got the cogs. They'll load up the sharpshooter. Bushwhack, static link, and eventually God King will fall. They use the Doom on this Windrunner, and we'll find a second. Primal Split gets committed. They're going to bring Flyby over from the side. TA eventually get a TP, and it's a long TP. Dragon Tail lands, and the 2-click there from D-Stones to get the kill on XCJ. They take out both supports. At the end of the day, a kill's a kill, but still rough to lose God King in that situation.
yeah, I mean, really great fight for the Radiant side overall. I think they find the CK. Like I said, you want to keep this guy down as much as possible. The Doom's just free farming top lane, gets a kill at the same time. He hasn't got Midas, though, we should say, on the Doom this time. Just going Blink BKB. So it doesn't have that... It still has good scaling potential with the Devour, obviously, but not quite the level that we've seen from the other Doom games.
Right. Dragon Tail. Helix, Shackle. No tree there.
I think he's fine. Yeah, with the face boots. A-okay.
Why is it A-okay?
Dunno, just sounds better, I guess. Who knows?
Is it just because A is like the highest grade or something like that? I don't even know when a phrase like that came to be. Oh, good job by God King going blade that.
Hey, they've been on it on RNG this game with cutting the trees down from the acorn shot. I do think it's a good habit to get into, you know, in Hoodwick games all the time, right? Or they see the clock.
So if you're in your pubs up against the Hoodwink,
Scanning.
that quelling blade and get your practice on.
Yeah, it's really good, honestly, because it's very difficult for the Hoodwink to time it so that the pushback lands. You can time it properly so that it lands like
MS.
perfect, right? But
Blink, Dragon Tail, Power Shot, Shackle, all landing onto this Luna. They'll get a quick kill and take out MS.
yeah, great kill. Can they look to take the mid tier 1 here now?
Is this the best start we've seen from SAG at the moment, though?
I think they had a
2K
better
lead.
start in their other series, but
God King goes to the Phantasms. Son Goku coming in with a big stun. They've got the pushback to follow it up. The sharpshooter hits on a flyby. They get the kill on the DK. Now they look over at Doom. Turning this around. RNG. Can they find anything out of it? They'll get one in a second with the hook shot missing. D-Stones is there. Felix will get credit for the kill, and it ends up being, well, a 2-for-1 in that situation. But MS already dead. Red Panda back to form. Reality Rift pulling him back. 3-second stun and CYD. No reason to be there. And he will pay for it with his life.
I think I'm really surprised they defended that, because you're playing into the brew split as well. Like, the only way you do that is if you try and like find the right opening with the hook shot or something, right? In the middle of that fight, there was a cool play where the Reality Rift kind of messed up the angle of the hook shot too.
And the hook shot kind of split through everybody on the side of RNG. And there were,
Yeah.
what, 3 heroes around him?
Wow. This guy's so tanky on the CK already. It's like 16 minutes into the game. When he has Armlet on, 2.7k HP. Nice. Oh, and they find the Luna again.
Yeah, this is going to be really bad. The Shackle doesn't hit, but they don't even need it to.
This Brew has done so much work. Red Panda on it this tournament.
Panda has felt very strong.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Doing it against the team that he made a name with.
All wrapped up for takeaway.
Shackle connects onto the Doom down bottom. Dragon Tail to follow it up. Still tanky on this Doom. 2-man stun coming through. Son Goku will walk it out. Red Panda trying to catch up. You see him running through the trees and hoping he can get there.
You know, sometimes in shows, especially comedies or things, where they quickly turn to another camera and say something, and then they go back to the original camera again.
Right.
That's what I felt there with the Doom change of camera.
How so?
It's like he just runs away from them. He just turns to the other camera. Hell yeah. And just looks back at the original one again.
I do wish we could implement some things from television into these Dota games. Like a little Seinfeld. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, doom, doom, doom. But I don't know when that would work.
I don't know. That's the Death on the TA, by the way.
Yeah.
So, huge pickup for RNG. Again, if they win one fight outside the Roche pit now, that, you know, they're going to get the Aegis relatively quickly. Doesn't even take a fight, maybe just a pick off.
Hurricane Pike next for the TA. Grove Bow drop. That feels great for MS.
Oh, Grove by Luna.
Dire's top tower is under
Every time.
Every time.
Radiant's mid
It's pretty good on
Chipped
the
vest
Razor as well.
axe
But
always feels good.
oh, he's got the cleave talent on the CK now as well. So farm's a little bit quicker.
Free Battle Fury. Here we go.
Easy CS. Thanks, Razor. They really need to get the BKB on the Luna, so they have this double BKB on their like Luna Doom course. I don't know how close the Razor is, but if they can hit a fight with a good BKB timings, that might be their way back into the game.
And Razor's about 900 gold away. And then Luna is 500 gold away. So we'll see. We'll see how quickly they can get to it, if they can put it into unison. Because what was the game we were seeing? It was like Doom was going to go for BKB, but it was trying to have a similar timing as another hero, but because Doom was farming so fast. I think it was the LGD Pudge game, right? Pudge was trying to get a BKB, so was Doom, but Doom was farming so fast that they wanted it to line up, and they just never connected on it.
Okay, DK and BKB on DK. I love how they just smoke instantly. They just go for it, right?
Ooh. Big Dragon Tail coming into the Razor. Bushwhack's not going to land. They've got the Reality Rift, and they'll pull back ZYD to get the kill. D-Stone's now dominating.
And that's Roche.
Easy, Roche.
And this is what we're saying, all it takes is one pick off, because they take it so quickly with the TA and the CK.
Boom, there it goes.
I mean, they've got a scout, and they have hookshot available. I think they're too late. Yeah, this is really bad. Now they've just smoked us 4. I know there's no BKB on the DK at the moment, but you don't really want to fight into them now they have the Aegis.
Do it with flair.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
They're moving over. They're smoked up as 4.
Oh,
And they'll use the Doom just as the Elder Dragon form kind of runs out. That looked like he doomed him out of Elder Dragon form. It's pretty
the
cool.
cogs, though.
And they will get the kill onto Flyby. Keystone's coming in, gets pushed back by the Cogs. The Meld Strike hits onto the Clockwork. It'll end up being a trade, a 1-for-1. One that SAG are mostly happy about.
I'm really surprised he didn't try and push back with the cogs there instead. Because then they're in this really awkward position where they're just stuck in the cogs together right under the outpost where the TPs can come in. Whereas if you like push him back and then run away on the clock, maybe you're like a lot more difficult to kill, right?
It's making me think that White Horse isn't exactly as confident on this Clockwork, because usually that's the go-to move, right? Is to push with Cogs instead of wrap with Cogs. Son Goku, shackled up. They're not going to chase that. Instead, Eclipse and Sharpshooter used on Red Panda. I think he's happy with that.
Yeah, but he got the ward. Easy.
Yeah.
Hashtag worth.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, there's a
is under
pike on the
attack.
TA.
Yep.
Obviously up against the Razor. Very good, but it's not something we see very often.
We're K lead for RNG at the moment. Oh, God. It's when the singular Cyblade hits you and you take a quarter of your health in damage.
Yeah.
Structures are fortified.
What a good hero.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
She has the Chrysalis
Radiant's bottom
ready
tower
to come on the
is under
courier whenever
attack.
she so pleases. Yeah, it's on the way.
Choo-Choo Tower goes down bottom, and they will TP the CK up towards top.
Such a big slow on that Cinder Brute.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Big fan of Cinderbrew. Red Panda's had a good game. You know, he's 3-4-7. It's a little bit more quiet than the Ogre game, but still doing a lot with what is usually known as his signature hero. They caught a glimpse of Son Goku there, but they're not going to be able to make the move just yet. Flyby does have a blink. Son Goku hiding, but now the jetpack over. Blink BKB gets popped. Flyby, he's surviving for now, and now they've got the Phantasm as well as the Primal Split. They'll chase these SAG heroes all the way back. They're going to try and catch MS, and they will with the Cyclone. Does that force SAG to fight, or will they leave Luna to try and hold her own? They pop the BKB on ZYD. They go after God King. They've got the static link. The hook shot comes through into Illusions, though. Felix throwing some right clicks out into ZYD as the Yules is up into the air. D-Stones, Meld Strike hitting, and now they've got themselves the Spirit Vessel on a Red Panda who doesn't have the Primal Split anymore. He'll be focused and inside the Cox with the blink, as well as the War Stomp coming through from Son Goku, as well as the Doom out on the TA. They land that Bushwhack. They've got control on Flyby as well as D-Stones. They'll get the kill, taking the first life from this TA. Eclipse used on God King, but he's quite tanky. Spirit Vessel on him again. Cogs, Bushwhack, have the control. Blink forward from Son Goku with the Infernal Blade. They get the kill on God King. They'll take it the CK. Felix alive this entire time, trying to output some sort of damage. Jetpack out of the air. White Horse looking over. They take out Felix. They've got themselves 3 dead on the side of RNG. Finishing off D-Stones. Could be a full team wipe as they go after Flyby. They've wrapped around him. They'll kill him off with the sharpshooter, and they will fully team wipe RNG.
Well, they didn't just team wipe them, they took the Aegis as well, and they lost nothing. Absolutely nothing. They did such a good job of kiting around the CK illusions, and like kiting around the Doom. The fight looks awful for them at first because they pop their BKBs in the Dire top jungle and don't achieve anything with them. And then RNG, like, they have this pursuit going on, but they can't really find the right targets, and they're all going after different heroes.
Game now just sits even. And that started with SAG not really feeling that confident, right? Or, well, I can't say that for sure. They were backing off. RNG had the upper leg on that fight. They catch the Luna out. Luna pops the BKB very early in that exchange. And yet the fight kind of splits up for RNG into 2 different areas. And I think that's where SAG kind of find their advantage in that one.
Okay, so there's a Satanic on the CK now. He's going Aether Lens next as well. I've got someone that I know that's a really big CK spammer that loves this Aether Lens too. So it's interesting that it's being picked up here.
Is
it's
Ags
so
ever
good.
worth it on CK?
Sorry?
Is Ags ever worth it on CK?
Not this game, no. I think when you're playing 3 and you have a core that you can make it work for, makes sense.
What about the Shard?
The Shard's okay. Yeah, I don't mind the Shard. But again, I guess you just throw it on the Luna, you get a free illusion. It's pretty good.
Shiva's almost finished for ZYD. Luna going into a dataless. Although D-Stone's looking like he's going to finish his first. Top tier 2 is getting attacked here while RNG pushing the mid tier 2. Now, it looks like they're going to fight again. They've got the Doom out, and that's going to be thrown to D-Stones. 4 staff away. He's trying to find an escape. Son Goku taking a lot of damage, but they'll end up finishing off D-Stones first. They've got the Reality Rift. They get the kill to Son Goku. They take the Doom. They've got the
split off.
Static link out onto the Brewing. ZYD with the BKB. Getting hit by these illusions, and the rest of RNG. We'll see if they want to retreat. Shaq on the 2 creeps. Well done there. And ZYD will finally walk himself away from this fight.
I don't think both the teams won't feel too bad about that, right? Like, they both get cores. They get the Doom BKB out as well. I honestly feel like the game just all hangs around this second Roche now. Like, it didn't feel like that before, but after that
Blink
fight...
Dragon Tail? Got the 4 staff out.
Wow.
Yeah, he just picked it up.
He's so farmed. Like, well, I say that. He's not massively farmed, but I feel like a lot of the DKs we've seen so far in the recent games have been pretty poor.
Well, the last game for sure. Oh. Red Panda.
Oh,
And BKB from MS. UID, though, he's going to find himself Flyby, who will pop his own BKB and goes into the Elder Dragon form with that Ag. So trying to get away here and will do so. Static Link getting 174 damage. And Roche is up in 45 seconds.
yeah, it's a quick spawn.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But not quick enough where they won't have Red Panda and his Brew Split available.
Dire are scanning.
Scotty next for CK.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Seems like D-Stones has been working on this Daedalus for a long time, and it felt like he was close recently, too.
Yeah, he's died like 3 times in a row, it feels like. At least twice.
Blessing.
I guess
Only
3
twice.
times with the Aegis.
Yeah.
Phoenix has a BKB coming out as well on the Wind Ranger, which is a big deal.
Dire's top tower.
Because you can't really just ignore this hero. The utility that it gives you in fights with the shackle shots is so good.
And he's starting to farm up a little bit. He's got the Maelstrom. He's going into the BKB.
And there's the Aethelins on the CK as well. We'll see what this does. And with Roche being up, this is such a game-deciding fight.
And he's going Blink next. Both Daedaluses get picked up at the same time.
Daedalus.
Daedaloxin.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
SAG might play off the fact that they know RNG have vision down here. Okay, they're just going to get rid of the ward. They have to be really careful that they don't just push into this high ground for no reason.
Yeah, but Gaki's
Okay.
not with them. He's away from the fight at the moment. They're going to pop the BKB on DYD. They'll go after this Brew. Brew gets the primal
got
split off
split off.
just in time. They'll get the kill on a Felix, so they'll take the Windrunner for 48 seconds with the BKB pop by Son Goku. D-Stone's looking to go in, but the Blink Dragon Tail out onto the Razor. Is it going to be enough? Doom thrown over, and Red Panda, he's in some trouble. Doom on a D-Stone. This isn't going to be enough, though, to get the kill onto the TA. Like the last fight, MS taking so much damage in the Eclipse one time. It was a Lucent Beam for the price of an Eclipse. XCJ dies, and this is right by the Roach pit.
Incoming!
And this is what I was saying about pushing into the high ground. Like, it's really difficult still. God King does eventually come over, but this DK, they do up the TA, but the TA is able to, like, kind of scoot away to the side. And the fact that Brood gets split off just completely changes the fight. If the Brood dies there, the fight's different, right? The hookshot flies through him just as the split's gone off.
Yeah, he just survived, too. He had a sliver of health.
Sean has fallen to the ground.
And Shard Cheese. Okay, D-Stones picks up Shard and activates it. So, and that's pretty big. With the BKBs getting low on SAG, having this silence from the traps is massive.
The thing is, though, it's not just the silence. The silence is the big thing, but it increases the vision on traps, and it also increases the trap count. So,
Yeah.
like, you have the silence, but the vision around the map with having more and a bigger AoE around them feels incredible.
Kind of crazy that that's a 1400 gold item.
Yeah. Like I said, the fact that you get it from second Roche on a hero that takes Roche so easily. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, a couple of these easy Roche taking heroes have good shards, like Ursa too.
Yeah.
His shard's great.
That's what's horrible to play against.
And then sometimes you'll see a TA even go for the Ags, and then it's like, oh, you're standing on my trap. Not only am I going to be able to go over to this trap with my psionic projection, but it silences you, and you're in a lot of trouble.
So he's getting Octarine on the CK next. Cool. From that Aethelins.
Radiant's middle tower
He had
is under
Blink
attack.
originally queued, and he got it, so
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I don't know if they'll expect that he's got this Blink just yet. Flyby just patrolling as this giant dragon.
I guess I can get faster.
The Ags dragon is massive.
It's huge, especially when you BKB as well.
Yeah.
Looks ridiculous.
As I normally say, Joey Wheeler would be proud of the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ooh. See the clockwork in the top lane as well, in the top jungle. It's just chilling.
Chilling.
Just thinking about cutting waves. Hey guys.
Radiant's top tower.
I think they just go for this though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh my god, this tower's just gonna melt if they don't come quick.
They need to try and figure it out.
Oh my god,
They
the
got the
Luna
shard
illusion.
on the CK.
Yeah. And that is the thing though, where CK used to be this really hard counter to Luna, right? Like this single target physical damage. At least the Luna from far away can do decent damage to all the illusions with the Shard Daedalus build.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes both ways a little bit. I mean, it's still obviously massively CK favored. And there's a Shivas on the Razor as well, so that helps.
Smoke used by RNG. They start to head towards bottom, where the clockwork is heading out. Or, well, they started to head towards bottom. They'll hold the high ground and kind of just wait here.
I mean, SAG are kind of falling a bit further and further behind here. They're like stuck in their base. They don't see anything on the map. There's wards for the Dire. There's traps. Lots to work with. And they're going to buy a gem. So at least these traps aren't going to be as big of a problem as they would have been before.
Shard value stockholders in shambles. There's the Octarine Core for CK. So 7.5 second
nice.
cooldown on Chaos Bolt, 4.5 second cooldown on Reality Rift. The armor reduction from RNG is rough to deal with.
The biggest one is the armlet cooldown reduction. That's huge. I was really hoping you were going to fall for that.
No, I just no. I looked into my camera and I was just like, I don't know about that. I'm just
testing.
guy.
I'm testing if you just believe anything I say.
Normally I would, but that one's a little too easy. Can't just do that to me.
Boom, there it goes.
He just gets reclaimed.
Are scanning.
Ooh. They're trying to get out on the map.
And wrap all the way around. They've got the vision down. They're going to go in with a hook shot. That starts it off. And now they've got the cogs to push back D-Stones, who just fought the Aegis. They've got the Doom as well as the Eclipse coming down on the D-Stones. They get the kill out of the TA. They look over at Godking with the BKBB, Pop by CYD. They go into the Elder Dragon form on Flyby. They'll take out XCJ as well as Sun Goku. They've lost the Doom, but they already got the kill on the TA. Dim for 90 seconds. ZYD without the BKB. MS trying to move forward. Flyby doing a lot here over into the trees. They get the kill into Felix as well. They'll take out two on the side of RNG. And they'll finish off ZYD. Flyby man fighting with the help of Red Panda. Down goes MS. Red Panda taking out the Luna, has the Cyclone on White Horse, and they will kill off this Clockwork.
I appreciate that play by SAG though. They like wrap round, right? And they get onto the high ground, they get a ward down, get a good initiation onto the TA. Doomer up, no Aegis.
It started so well.
But this DK is going untouched in fights as well, right? So they basically have 3 cores that they can't kill them all because they're all so tanky and difficult to deal with. Like TA has refraction charges, DK has high strength, CK has high strength. And with this DD rune, they're gonna have to buy back.
That's what I'm saying about the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah, it's no joke, especially with the AC, the Ags, the Minotaur Horn.
That's my boy, Yugi Moto.
So they're just gonna back off because the Doom's coming back alive again. Reset the fight. But yeah, game looking massively in RNG's favor now.
It's all without the TA in that fight too. Kind of crazy.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, even though they're able to kill the TA with this really great initiation, they just don't have the damage to be able to kill the other cores as well. And Red Panda on this brew is doing so much with the splits.
Trying to go after God King, but not going that well for them. Reality Rift onto this Tomb. Look at the kill to Son Goku.
I think you've had enough.
Ooh, leveler. Yeah, you give it to the CK. What's his level 25 talent on the CK? I actually don't know.
Is the 10-second Phantasm duration or the 10% Chaos Strike chance. And there's the Chaos Bolt coming out onto the Luna. MS in trouble with BKB, but it's not going to matter with the damage coming out from God King.
I mean, that's the thing. The BKB doesn't save you against the CK because he has to pierce his spell immunity talent at level 20 with the Reality Rift. And just go straight through. So all your illusions, just get on top of them straight away.
Make something happen with the hook shot. They've got the Reality Rift though out onto the Clockwork, and they'll get the kill onto the Windrunner, but they lose the clock. And ZYD trying to do all he can with the BKB, outputting a bit of damage onto D-Stones, but it's just not going to be enough. XCJ is gone, down goes ZYD, and with that, the elimination of SAG will happen as RNG will win the series 2-0.
Great performance by RNG. I don't know. Again, glimmers of hope by SAG. They played well in some fights. They did some things really well, but they've never really been able to iron it out over the full the full games, have they? So moving forward, there's hope for them, I guess. But